is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com, the place you go, you know it, when you want action-packed content related to helping you grow your app downloads and, more importantly, those revenues. And today, it's going to be an internal meeting, so we're going to answer all your questions related to whether your app idea is good, which type of app ideas are great, and then I'm going to share some behind-the-scenes type of things that we've been seeing on our end, but I want to answer all your questions. So make sure you leave it in the comments below, in the live chat below. And then if you watch this on the replay, leave it in the comments of this YouTube video so that I can answer it in another video. All right, let me bring in my special guest for today's live stream. He is Yash Gupta. He is the head of app growth here at App Masters. So without further ado, let's bring him in. Oh, I got to add him to the stage. What's up, Yash? I thought he'd already added to the stage. Wish I could see that. How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me here, Steve. I'm really excited to be here. Doing good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Looks like Marked Safe App says, hey, all, who's headed to MAU Vegas next month? Yeah, I hope you guys go. We are doing some things with MAU as well. And so I will be there. Please reach out to me if you're going to be there. We're going to plan to do a workshop with some of our partners. And so if you're going to be at MAU, there's going to be some great stuff happening if you like doing stuff with App Masters as well, which I know you do. All right. What's up? John D is here. Jan is here as well. Kev, good to see you, Kev. Joe, good to see you. And then Phantom as well. Oh, excuse me. Very professional, Yash. Just coughing on camera. All right. Yash, let's start off with anything anything you're seeing on your end that you want to make sure the audience knows.
There are a couple of things. So one, I think ASO is evolving rapidly these days, and I know that it's getting really hard. One of the important things that you guys always have to make sure is that, let's just say that your application is around dating, right? Or it could be, let's just find a niche keyword in a dating space. It could be like something around dating. Okay, I don't really know. Let's call it interracial dating or anything else. I haven't really seen a whole lot of keywords around dating these days because yeah. But whatever the dating keyword is, one thing from my end would be that always make sure that wherever your ASO is heading or whatever strategy that you are planning so forward with your ASO, make sure that your ASO aligns with that particular keyword. So pick like 3 to 4 keywords that you really want to be focused towards in terms of your ASO, and lead your ASO with the help of those 4 keywords, rather than making sure that I want to go after 20 keywords in total, right? Yeah. Or 40 keywords. So don't lean and move and target all those 40 keywords. Try to go aggressive after 5, 6, 7 keywords so far, and see if it works for you. So that is one of the things that I've been seeing recently, which has been working.
Yeah, this is what we're doing internally. So yes, we're using dating right now, and we have dating game apps. I want to stay away from teens, but adults. I know senior dating is a niche keyword as well. This is what Yash means. If you're trying to focus on just ASO, try to go more targeted keywords versus trying to be all dating and cover like all keywords related to dating. Maybe just go all in on the dating for seniors, and that's good enough, or Christian dating, right? This is all good enough instead of trying to go after dating, video chat, these not for safe works words. So like, that's what he means. Instead of trying to be like everything about dating, just focus on the fewer 2 keywords there too. And you just need to find something around 36 too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
One of the things that I wanted to highlight too, and I want to give a shout out because we haven't given a great shout out. If you guys have not downloaded the Revenue Cat State of Subscription Report, definitely go do that. Here's the, too long didn't read. We're seeing this on our end too, right, Yash? The AI apps are doing really well. Yeah. So if there's any category of apps, it is really AI. AI apps print money, but only if they stand out. Most AI apps see revenues above 63 cents per install, and then compared with, and that's one of the highest in all the different categories versus health and fitness. So it means if you can, and this is what we mean, Yash, too, when we're talking about AI apps, it's like, what kind of AI apps? It's like, don't just make another ChatGPT wrapper, but really think about how AI helps you solve a particular problem. And if it does help you solve that particular problem, well, then go build that app too. And that's where we've seen, without revealing our clients and some of the apps that we're working on ourselves, without revealing those categories and those types of apps, like think what AI can help you do better that only a power user of AI would know how to do. And you can find some great ideas in the AI space too.
Mhm.
Anything you want to add, or you want to go straight to the
Oh, yeah.
audits?
So just a funny thing. I was just trying to plan my daily routine for the next week with the help of ChatGPT,
Mhm.
and it really helped me when I gave it certain prompts. I saw something from IG that I could give a prompt like this, and it would actually come up with a really amazing things and help me figure out how my daily routine should look like if I want to incorporate XYZ things in my daily routine. What
Yeah.
are the time, everything. So maybe something around AI daily routine. I don't know, but this is what I've been seeing, and you try to relate something that the problems that you guys are facing on your end when it comes to your day-to-day thing, and then come up with an app idea according to that, and who knows if that might end up working for you. So
Yep.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's get into Hassan's app. We're going to do app audits. And if you guys got questions, leave them in the comments because I will get to your questions as well. But if you don't got any, I'm going to go through the app audits because we have a long list right now. So Hassan's app is Cineshort, and it's a very popular category right now. Man, poor Quibi. Back in the days, they had to shut down, but this type of app is now working pretty well. I think what's the one that is it Real Short that is the dominant player right now? I forget, but I think it's Real Short that it's dominant. But anyways, they want Hassan wants feedback on onboarding, paywall, and App Store page. All right, Yash, anything from the ASO standpoint you want to highlight?
Yeah.
Let
So
me change this
the
country.
screenshots are looking really good. Uh, they're short, crisp, looking fine for the time being. Given that the app has 12 ratings, looks like it's a new app in the App Store. And even though if
Mhm.
it's new, looks like there hasn't been a whole lot of paid acquisition that's been going on so far. Otherwise, we would have seen a better ratings here. But yeah, one thing, if the person who owns the app still missing, sorry, I forgot the name, is missing here. Can you please do an app advice campaign on this one in order to get some more ratings here? We want to make sure that people can trust the app. So let's show some social proof here with the help of having maybe better ratings, or if people would end up reviewing your app, that'd be awesome too. So that would be one thing that you can look forward to from here. And then I don't know how the MX localization looks like, but we can check that out, Steve, if the MX localization is optimized or not. If
Yeah,
not, then
I
yeah.
want to be careful with the app advice campaign, Yash, because they do have costs. I've worked with type of apps like this where you
Oh,
might be
okay.
paying costs for content. It does
Okay.
work. And so you might want to just be careful with that, with the app advice for these type of apps. But it is
Got it.
short that the big app out there. The
Mhm.
Spanish Mexico. Yeah. Looks like it's the same. So with an app like this, Hassan, like what I would do is look short films. Here's again coming back to ASO App Follow, one of my favorite tools for ASO
Keyword
keyword
rating.
research. Sorry, there's some. Yeah, she got to get a better mic, bro. There's some feedback coming in. So this is how I would do keyword research. You see short movies and TV and drama. I like this type of stuff. I know K-pop is very interesting. So with this category of apps, Hassan, because I've worked with a few of them, you really have to figure out a growth channel. And that for most apps these days, it's either going to be ASO, if that's for a lot of the indies. For a lot of the bigger players, it's going to be organic social media and trying to figure out that out. And then lastly, it's going to be the ads, paid ads. That's what you're going to have to rely on. So with an app like this, nobody's searching. If you're trying to rely on ASO, you need to get very targeted. And that's what we mean. Instead of short films, go after K-pop, romance dramas, more niche categories. And as long as it has volume, the bigger guys, because they're not relying on ASO, they're just going to run ads, and they're going to have what they think is the best and the highest traffic keywords in their title. And you're going to have to compete with them. It's the niche that you want to focus on. And K-pop was a keyword that I just knew that had some decent volume and lower competition. So you want to balance your ASO. You don't need it. If you want to go after short films, go after it. You're just going to have to run paid ads too then. That's how you have to do it. All right. Cool. Yeah, she good. Sorry, I had to mute you.
No, all good, all good.
Okay.
I love the feedback that you have given.
Yeah, Real Short is making 24 million according to Sensor Tower. That's insane. That's insane. I'm trying to pull up my phone. I'm having a hard time right now. Oh shit. Okay. Ooh. Buy me some time, Yash. Anything on the ASO front you want? Let me try to get this working.
Yeah, I had something to add here. So just in case if you don't really want to, Hassan, right? Just in case if you don't really want to focus on one segment, like Steve has mentioned, either K-pop or it could be something else, I would recommend you to go in and start Apple Search Ads Basic at least, and try to see if you can get some traffic off of there. And then if your conversion funnel is working, right? And then think about, oh, my conversion funnel is working, install to trial, trial to paid, install to paid, everything's looking good. And then maybe then try to go and hit ASA advanced after that. And later down the line, if you're getting better results off of that, met after that. But right now, I think that's the best move moving forward if you don't want to really go inside the category right now.
Yeah, I love it. That's a great idea. Basic is a great. Yes, I'm hearing a lot of feedback. Just make sure that the audio is coming from your thing, your mic. So what I would say is, look, for indies, Apple Search Ads and ASO, great starting point, because with Facebook, you're going to have to rely on creatives. And most of you, because you're an indie, you don't need that. So there's a lot of volume for this keyword. Yash brought a good point. And so I'm going to go through this ASO tool. But like, as long as you can find the keywords, and with basic, it's pretty easy to start. So you just give it the app, and based on the metadata, Apple will start going after it. But you can even start off with a few keywords here and put them on broad and see how it goes. So there's a lot of different ways to hack it, but I would always start with ASA first as an indie, because with Facebook, we've done it for a lot of clients, and even for our clients, it relies a lot heavily on ads and being able to do those ads properly. All right, Yash, go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it. I'd go with the same strategy, Steve. I just recommended basic because I felt that ASA advanced would bring up a little higher CPI, and with basic, since the brand keyword might not have enough volume at this point in time, ASA would try to go after a generic keywords. The basic one is gonna go after a generic keyword by itself, so that might end up getting a lower cost per install when compared to ASA basic for the time being.
Yeah, agreed. Cool, like this.
This is really cool.
What I've seen with these type of apps is you want to lean towards like the famous, the A players. We, even for an ad for one of our clients, we work with this. They weren't short films, but they were like a Hulu or a Netflix competitor. Horror films, always a good audience to target that has pretty decent keywords. But having some notable people in your covers really does drive more volume. Okay, turn on push notifications. Sure. All right, I'm not seeing a paywall. Okay, now it is. So Hassan, you want to show this paywall during the onboarding process as much as possible. Play around with the trials too. Yeah, 70% of our revenue shared with filmmakers. So this is great. Play around with having a trial or not having a trial, because it could help you drive more sales. We have seen that. I'm okay with you not doing this, but I would still rather put this paywall during the onboarding process. It does work better. right? And don't put subscribes. So hit continue or get started versus, putting subscribe. Okay. Yash, anything you want to add or no?
Nope. I think I'm good.
Yeah, cool. All right. Jeff says, hey, I'm new to this channel. Jeff, where the hell have you been? But how do I submit an app audit? If you want your app to be audited in future live stream, just go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit. We do have a long waiting list, Jeff. And so hence why we wanted to do more of like, let's clean out this. Let's try to get some people because it's literally a year old. So just, if you don't hear from us, just know that we have it. We're trying to do our best. All right. Jade Louise says, what project management software or method has paid off most for you guys? Honestly, Basecamp. You know, as a company, we handle a lot of our clients. And so Basecamp, we've tried Trello, we've tried Asana and all that stuff. For us, Basecamp works the best. So it's a combination of Basecamp and Slack has worked the best for us, Jade. Adam is here too. Jeff says, hey, Steve, I'd love to work with you guys. I'm a full stack developer, which I thought was the hardest part, but nope, I've learned so much from your channel, so much more to publishing a good app. Yeah, I think, Jeff, here's why I feel like building apps is going to be super easy with AI. Now it's really about growing apps. And when Yash opened up the show, we were talking about how difficult things are now. Like even for if you're doing Facebook, difficult. Doing ASO, very difficult. Like everything is difficult. And so really pay attention to the market and the research. And for us, like we're using, I think there's some questions in here, but we're using ASO to guide our apps. So Phantom says, given this app, can you show me how you would optimize it for ASO? Yeah, exactly. So here's how I would optimize this Cineshort. And I think Chores Tracker might be a little bit more interesting, Phantom, but I would show you guys. And if that is valuable, we can do a live ASO later on. And I can kind of show you guys and walk you through why I decided to optimize a certain way. But Phantom, where we do have that already is in the App Masters Academy. So go check that out. Sanchu's rebranding all that stuff, but we're going to call it more like App Founders Club, something related to app founders, but it's a great one. And I break down, I'm doing an ASO optimization for an app live for you guys on that too. So you can see how I really, really would optimize for that. All right. Guys, make sure you like the live. Thank you, Jeff. What's up, Mark? Good to see you. It's been a while. All right. Let me see this. Phantom says, would you ever build an app to fit for keywords where there is not much competition? Yeah, Phantom. That's exactly what we're doing right now. That's exactly what we're doing right now. We, one of our latest apps that we built, we found a keyword. Funny enough, somebody on our team, Akansha, she was like, hey, let's build this app. And I was like, funny enough, I just found this keyword too. And sort of aligned. I'm like, I'm aligned. I know that keyword has decent traffic and not a lot of volume. And what that app does is it's a painkiller. I share this on LinkedIn. Build a painkiller. It's going to get you to you don't need that many downloads to build a 6-figure business if you're building a painkiller. So the best case I can say is instead of building meditation app, like maybe build an app for depression or anxiety. That's a painkiller. A meditation, they could be feeling great and happy, but if you're solving an app that does anxiety relief, those people that download your app are highly likely to pay you versus ranking for a keyword that is meditation. That's what I mean by building for a painkiller in that regard. Okay, let's get into Paul's app. Paul's got this Chore Tracker app. Yash. Here he wants any ASO and screenshot tips. So it's a Chores Tracker app and pretty simple.
Yep. I like the title. I like because we have kind of worked on this a little bit. So I know these keywords already. This is amazing. I love the Chores Tracker. I know it has great volume. Chores chart is a good keyword too. Not a lot of people are eyeing on that one right now. Should be good here. Should be good with the subtitle too. Yep. Screenshots are looking good as well. Oh, maybe just having one social proof would be great here. We don't really have any social proof right now. So if in case you have any social proof with yourself, having that as a second screenshot should be amazing. So it could be like, if you don't have a whole lot to show right now, maybe if you might not have gotten any feature or anything, even like a small thing like, oh, after people purchase my app, they have seen this much of success rate, like maybe kids coming into or getting into discipline, or it could be anything, right? So say like a 92% success rate, 95% success rate is also something that you can have as a social proof, and that should work in your favor. So yeah, I think a social proof is important.
Yeah, I like it.
But otherwise, the product page is looking good.
Okay, I'm reading through the reviews a little bit just to see what they're saying. And what I'm trying to talk through is, Paul, like you might want to reorder your screenshots. The first 3 screenshots are the most important. So track your family chores, assign chores to any family member. I think that's a given. For me, it was like reward good work, visualize your chores with calendar view. Think about like what people love about your app because you have a good amount of ratings, 200 plus, what people really love about your app, and put those in the first couple because I feel like these are obvious. See who's done what. I think these are obvious. Maybe figure out which order, if there's a better order, you can put these screenshots. That's what I would do.
Just one more thing to highlight here.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the page, please? Thank you, Steve. So one thing, I know that your first screenshot says it says track your family chores, but then your main focus keyword is chores tracker for right now. So let's make sure that we show people what they really want to see, right? So if we can have chores tracker as a keyword there in the first screenshot, people are more likely to, because they're gonna feel, right, that, oh, I searched for this and this is exactly what I'm seeing here. So they're more likely to download after that.
Yep. All right, let's go into, so here's how I would do ASO, Phantom. I'm going to go into Chores Tracker right here. I put in my main keyword. This app only shows 79. So I'm going to hit this little eye icon on app follow. This is how I find different keywords. Chores Tracker being the biggest keyword, right? Chores Chart, like Yash said, too, has pretty decent keyword. And so this is what we're talking about with kind of going all in on a keyword is just chores. Everything's going to be around chores. So just have everything related to chores in your ASO. That's it, And I would just keep it that simple. Like everything is about chores, chores, chores. And that's what Ariel from App Figures told me to like just get super relevant. So that's what we're testing out too. And sometimes we're not even putting the 100 characters in the keyword field because we want the algorithm to say, hey, anything related to chores, please show me there. And then I've always stayed away from branded keywords.
Yes.
But if you want to put branded keywords, maybe Tidy and Chorsey would be, maybe even Finch. But like these top 5 would be the ones that I would put in there to tell the algorithm, hey, I am a chores tracker. I am very similar to these 2 that you rank very high. So this is where we're trying to not necessarily rank well, because what we found in our data, if I rank number 2 for Tidy, Chorsey's probably not getting a lot of downloads from that Tidy keyword. So it doesn't really add a lot of downloads, but it might help your overall rankings for other keywords. And so that's mainly why we put those branded keywords, not for the keyword rankings, but more for the algorithm. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, he didn't say anything else, so I'm going to move on just for the sake of time. Hey, you get what you asked for. Just said any ASO or screenshot tips. So I'm not going to go into the app, Paul. I'm going to go into the next app right here called Crumb. And this is by Nicholas. Nicholas says, onboarding paywall ASO. See, that's what you got to say, Paul, in the future. Okay. All right. Let's see. Adam says, benefit versus features for, yep, exactly. It is benefits. So Adam, like Yash was saying, like you want to, if chores tracker is the main keyword, you want to show people that this app is a chore tracker app. So it's like, be clear rather than clever, and then lead with the benefits versus the features. And so I feel like these are the benefits. Visualize your chores, right? Like never forget your chores again, reward good work. Those are the benefits, not necessarily the features. So that's what Adam is talking about too. All right. Phantom, let me know if that was helpful. Okay. That live ASO type of stuff. All right. Let's get into recipes by ingredients. Crumb. Unless this is a big company. Is this a big company? Crumb Apps. Let's see. Instant reference. Okay. I liked it. Screenshots look amazing.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Instant
nice.
recipes from your fridge to your plate. Boom, boom, boom. Quick. #1 awesome apps 2024. Food. I don't know about that. That social proof. I do like it. But this, yeah, it's like to our point earlier, like AI, cool. Like, take a picture of your fridge. AI is going to do its work
Oh
and then
yeah,
come up with different
right,
recipes for this too.
right, right.
All right.
There's just one thing that I just saw, Steve. If you're gonna look at the subtitle of this app,
Yeah.
that is a little off. You
Yeah.
need to make sure that it's target better keywords here.
Yeah. And this type of app, I mean, recipes is already a hard category. So I'm going to shout out is App Figures, Ariel from App Figures, great YouTube channel as well. The one keyword inspector is one of my favorite tools to use on App Figures. Really great tool, by the way. You can see all the revenues. I love how you can see the search results and then see the revenues, estimated revenues. And then related keywords is another way I like to try to find new keywords. And so here, look, unless you run ads, which help your popularity score, we had Resemi back on a couple of days ago, a year ago, you can see their popularity score for their brand has gone up. And so while I've leaned towards like staying away, like calling your app recipes by ingredients, I also think building a brand is helpful because ultimately, look, recipes 46, Resemi 56. That's the power of like running ads on Meta. If you can afford it and you can do a profitable one, your search volume for your brand goes up. So you're no longer dependent on just the generic keywords. This is how you build like a 10-figure and up business, right? Or $100 million business. You need your brand to carry some of that work rather than just relying purely on ASO and Meta. So this is the cool thing about running ads. Your volume goes up, like even then, tasty. So congratulations, Resemi, for doing that. But this is where you're gonna have to try to find different keywords. And unfortunately for you, Nicholas, this type of keywords just are not that readily available. Like there's hardly any keywords from an ASO standpoint here. So it has to be like recipes and meal planner, but you're not going to find new keywords, especially the ones that were like from leftovers. So maybe what I try to do is go put leftovers too and see if there's anything around this that I can come up with as well. And then if I'm really stuck, I really do go to Google Trends and then I just look up like, what did I just put? Leftover recipes, like maybe something like this. And I try to find different keywords that I haven't thought about. And Google Trends has shown me some keywords that I haven't thought about too. So I go top. Then I go rising. So there's not a lot rising. But anyways, you're probably going to need some paid marketing to really get this going. And if you can't do paid, do organic social media. Come up with some good content. Yash, anything you want to add here?
I haven't looked at the ASO tool yet, but I still remember back in the time when I worked on one of these applications, healthy recipes was one of the keyword that I had targeted earlier. So I think that would be beneficial if nobody's using that at this point in time. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think we found it here. Didn't have too much traffic. Healthy food, 19. Maybe just healthy recipes by itself.
Yeah, just healthy recipes by itself.
No. Okay, let's get so leftovers. I don't know if there's. Let's see. This app does exactly that. Fridge Hero, track food. Yeah, fridge. Fridge might be a good keyword. Pantry inventory, pantry check. These might be good keywords for you. Let's look at this real quick. Fridge in the search results.
Fridge.
Oh, for games.
Pantry recipes.
All right, let's get into the app. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
It's great UI UX, Nicholas. This looks amazing. Let's cook. Speak to Crumb. Turn your ingredients into a. Yep, love that. Oh, you could speak to it. Yeah, you got to put that into this. I didn't see that in the screenshot. Did you see it? Yash? I don't think
Nope.
I've seen that. That's pretty cool. Find your recipes. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. This is AI. Save time. Less waste. That's my way. Oh, okay. I think this paywall could be better. I didn't know there was a paywall. It looked too similar to this, which might be it might be the reason why it works. But what we've typically seen is having a trial does work better. Okay.
Mhm.
And you do have a trial, Nicholas, and you're not highlighting the fact that you have a trial. So
True.
there's some elements here that, watch our videos, but there's some elements here where I would add 7-day free, try for 7 days free. If you look at Resemi, we are seeing these type of paywalls do better where they're sort of hitting them with both. We've done this Resemi test and initial data said no, but now we're kind of finding that this is working better. So here's what I would show you, Nicholas. Just copy this, their flow. This. So even if you just did this, we offer 7 days for free so anyone could cook, and you don't remind them, and you just show your paywall after that, like this, you should increase conversions, right? The other thing, I want to show you the Cal AI app because for one of our clients, we're seeing this paywall be pretty good too. So these type of tactics are for those who stay on forever. All right, here, I'm going to show you this real quick. So one of our clients has this paywall, this exact paywall. Elements, we want you to try for free. Has a trial, no payment now. Right, Nicholas? And then you can just copy this paywall. You can have somebody talking into the app, a video of someone talking to the app, and then getting the recipe. If you just do this paywall with this video, the way it's laid out, you will improve conversions, right? You don't need these last two. So just copy this for now. Or the way I like to do it is just to do this without this too. This should work better as well. And we're seeing that our paywall, when we added these two screens, Yash, before our paywall, we're seeing better numbers right now. And I want to let that case study go through first, but I'll show you all that stuff in a little bit.
Nice.
Okay. Anything else you want to add, Yash?
Nope. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I like this. I like that they're asking for me to log in afterwards, and then if I'm
After
out,
the paywall.
yeah, then I'm out here too. So, and then Nicholas, I know you're here. One of our favorite growth hacks is to create a lifetime offer and make it for free on App Advice. And you do it right after you do an ASO update. So hit rewind, try to find some good keywords. Even if you don't, that's fine. Do a lifetime, make it free on App Advice. It should drive thousands of downloads and hack the algorithm so your keywords start ranking. That's sort of, oh, he already did that. Okay. Well, I didn't see the lifetime offer. Okay. We'll do better ASO. Hopefully it goes up as well. All right. Yeah, keyword is recipes by ingredients, but wondering if it's enough volume. Let's see. Let's go into app figures. Yeah, 15, not really, Nicholas. Yeah. Looks great, man. Looks great.
Should target like a 25 plus traffic keyword in here in the title.
Yeah, he said it helped a bit. So ingredient checker. I mean, recipe generator, maybe. It's hard, man. These type of things are really hard. That's why I would rely on maybe organic social, but I don't know how to do that, Nicholas. It takes a lot of time, but it's pretty hard for now. The only other thing would be, let's see, recipe generator. Let's see this. So pretty decent. Sometimes, Nicholas, we've seen apps like, okay, here, when you see apps that show up for a keyword, maybe call it that because there's enough keyword volume. You want to get per month, there's about 14,000. And if Apple starts showing it in the App Store, guess what happens? If you rank well for your app, and so this is, all right, this is a hack, all right? Guys, pay attention. This has worked in the past. So you can see this. So right here, this is what I like to do. Now, Dish Gen. I don't know if they have an app for their app or not, but I like to look at Google Dish Gen. I'm gonna put this in here. Let's see how big they are. Let's put in app follow, and I want to find. So I'm essentially trying to figure out if they have any type of volume within the App Store. Okay, looks like they do have an app in the App Store, but no volume. Okay, so I'm gonna stay away from that. But they were able to rank. That app was able to rank pretty well on Google. Looks like a brand new app, right? So that's interesting. So don't sleep on Google for you to rank for that, right? So think about SEO wise, but then also look at if the Google search results show apps in the results, then really go after that keyword too. So here I'll put app. Hit search. And usually Google have these type of apps. So long as that keyword has volume, then you should be able to drive downloads. One of the clients that we've have in our community, he drives most of his traffic from Google, not the App Store, because the ASO, right, quotes, ranks well on Google because Google shows up these apps. So he's driving more downloads through Google versus the App Store. Because if you look at the keyword for recipe generator as an example, is a great keyword. There's not that much volume for that keyword. So hope that makes sense. Yash, how'd I do? I'm trying to explain that.
That was great. That was great.
Okay.
Love that.
So net, even if a keyword does not have that much volume in the App Store, it only has 19, but it has about, the data point that I have is about 5,000. So I don't know how this would compare, but as long as this, if you can rank well through an app advice campaign, which will drive backlinks to your app, you should be able to rank here on Google, and that should drive downloads too for you, Nicholas. All right. He says, got hit by a Google update, which destroyed 70% of my revenue overnight. Okay. So, Nicholas, maybe you were doing exactly that. You were driving downloads through Google versus the App Store. Let me know. All right. Adam says, can you give an overview of popularity versus competitiveness and the sister terms across ASO tools? Yeah. So, Adam, popularity wise, we're looking for keywords around 30. At least those tend to be a nice balance between having enough downloads for you to see, like if you get to number one, for you to actually see significant downloads, and then having lower competition. And competition score that I'm using App Radar's competition score, but we're looking for anything around 40 and below. But Adam, throw a wrinkle in the thing is, I've also been able to rank for keywords that have technically high difficulty, so above that 40 mark, but nobody's paying attention to that keyword. So what I always do is like Dish Gen, when I see an app like keyword like this that has decent, if it had volume, I always look at the App Store results too. And I can see from the App Store results whether I feel like I can rank for that keyword. So what I'm looking for is how many apps have it in their title, and then what are their ratings number? Because if there's a big app with like 2 million ratings and it's in their title, I'm probably not going to beat them. So I don't care what the traffic score is. But for one of our apps that we exited, we found this keyword, we rebranded it. It was technically not difficult, but when I looked at the search results, nobody had it in their title. And so I went after it. And then finally, like the app went from making no money to finally making some money, and then us exiting that app last year. So cool. Yep. Only channel was Google. So yeah, don't sleep on Google. It does work. Cool. All right. SEO is the main channel at the moment. There you go. I love it. All right. Did I miss some questions? Been trying to work. You did an amazing job. Okay. Think. What are your views on paying influencers to review your app? Jade, so a friend of mine, Steven, who just started, some apps. He sold his current app, Puff Count, but he did Posted app right now, and we are running some campaigns. It's hit or miss, Jade. So what I would technically do is try to figure out what is already working. You can use the TikTok ad library. You can use the Facebook ad library too. I would just go TikTok ad library and figure out what's working in another category and just create those, right? So either try it yourself if you can, if you don't have a budget, but paying influencers can get super expensive and just not show any results. So I like to be a little bit, budget conscious. But Posted App has been pretty good. If you got like maybe $1,500 to $3,000 to spend per campaign, it's been really good results so far too. All right. Valu says, "Hey Steve, I'm looking to build a tool to create and distribute subscription offers easily. What do you think about subscription offers? As per Revenue Cat, 13% only apps across categories using offers." Okay. Oh. So Valu, I think what I would do if I were you is I think it's a great tool. I think, I'm starting to hear from a lot of people with monetization. The App Store is very maturing. Things that we've been doing on the web that companies have been doing for a long time, such as dynamic pricing, I think it's going to all come into play because the app space is getting very mature. Now, what I would say is these are probably for the big guys. As an indie, there's so many variables we're figuring out. Whereas the big guys, like they're already doing that type of stuff. So you're going to have to figure out where in the middle that you're going to fit in. You can't be completely for the indies because they got a lot of things they're trying to figure out. But you got, maybe in the big guys, they've got already an internal tool. So anyways, good luck. I like it. I think that's where definitely things are headed. All right. Bhavesh says, "Healthy cooking, meal planner. Can these be targets for such an app?" Yeah, but probably super competitive. Of course, they all can, right? Like I'm trying to find the 6 to 10 that I can actually rank well for. Because what we found is if you can rank to number 1, obviously 1 is the best, but then getting it to the top 10, easy. We know how to do that easily, but maintaining that position and getting ultimately to number 1 where you're actually going to see the downloads, that's the hard part, Bhavesh. So that's why we have to really figure out which keywords to go after. All right. Phantom says, "How many reviews are needed to kickstart an app?" Over 100. Look, there's no like number of reviews that are kickstart an app. We were able to make $1,000 with like 5 or 6 reviews, and that's it. So I want to put a real number behind it, Phantom, but 100 would be a good number to try to aim for. All right. Hi from Poland. You are late, but good to see you. David says, "One active 10K ARR, mini organic. It's time to invest on many ads." Okay. Meta ads. Yeah, I think you're at a good point. Yeah. Go ahead, Yash.
No, yes, I think it's the right time for you to go ahead and start with the meta ads. I mean, very often people would tell you to go ahead and start with a really high budget, but I think it's doable even if you start with a smaller budget. But just make sure that you are targeting your targeting is pretty much interest based rather than going after broad audiences. So yeah, it's definitely doable. You should go ahead and start with meta.
David, you can cheap attribution, just use the Meta SDK. That's the best.
Meta SDK, yes.
Okay. Stick says, "Any books or content on social media app like books, like the cold start problem?" I don't know what your question is technically, Stick. I think one of the best books that I've read recently that I've really enjoyed, and I feel like it covers everything. I think it's called, let me look at my library real quick. I think it's called Million in 12 Months, right? 12 million, 12 months, or 1 million, 12 months. Something like that. Let me figure it out. But I think that's one of the best books I've read. It mainly because I was like, hey, I kind of did this route. But anyways, let me figure it out. 12 months to, yeah, this is it. $12 months to 1 million. And it does talk about social media. It talks about, funny enough, he was primarily talking about like Amazon stores, and he's like 100 ratings. Try to get to 100 ratings. And I was like, oh my God, it's so funny because when I came up with this growth hack for app advice and showing reviews on the onboarding, I was like, I'm trying to get to 100 ratings really fast. And I talked about that, and he's like, hey, try to get to 100 ratings. Anyways, he really talks about just the fundamentals of building a 7-figure business quickly. So I really enjoy that book. Okay. Okay, last question, and then we'll get to the last app audit. LinkedIn user, do you recommend adding a trial and then a payment reminder, or just launching the app without a sign up and paywall and just see how the apps goes? You want to jump in, Yash? Or I can jump. I can
Yeah,
go.
I can jump in. So I wouldn't really want to leave money on the table for the time being. So I'd definitely try adding a trial first, and then I mean, just having a subscription in place, a paywall in place first, rather than just launching the app for free without any paywall and sign up.
Mhm.
The way I think you can just go and do the 6 month thing as well, but that's a very long term play. If in case you are thinking about, oh, I can get ranked for so many keywords within 6 months if I'm if I'm gonna do something like that. I think it's a long term play, but I would certainly go about having a paywall in place. Yeah,
Y-
that's all I want to add.
Yeah. And I would say if you want to do a hard paywall, do a hard paywall. I think if you're just
Yes.
in the beginning, what I always say, look, this is the philosophy I have is get the refund. Go get the refund. Don't be afraid of the refund. Be more afraid that people are downloading your app and never paying. I'm not afraid of the I rather not have that. I rather have a get like 10 refund requests versus, 10 downloads, people activate a trial and nobody pays me. I don't know why they didn't pay me, but somebody decided to pay me and then ask for a refund. They'll usually tell you why they want a refund, right? And then when you do that refund request, you can fix those refund problems, but you can't fix the problems where they're never paying you, because then it's a lot of questions that you have to figure out. So for me, I'm always like, go get the refund too. And this is where we're running a pay to free campaign really works, the app advice campaign. And what Yash was referring to is app advice. If you're going to do subscription, you have to do 6 months free. So what we try to say is just do the lifetime free. Stop figuring out. Like I've done it a couple of times for my apps that are in the AI space. And literally I was talking to my developer. I was like, we haven't had a request. Like I haven't had a bill from OpenAI in a while. Can you just double check? And he's like, nope, we haven't had a bill. And we've run these app advice campaigns and driven thousands of downloads, so above
Mhm.
5 and not seen an impact on costs. All right. Does getting a rating before the user tries an app a good idea? Yes and no. If you're early stage, yes, because you don't have that many downloads. So it increases the chance that people are going to leave the downloads. As you get more mature, move it towards down funnel. What I mean is we've seen good success with apps asking for a rating after they've done something great within the app. So now, like, as long as you have enough ratings, then it's like the average rating is more important. For me, I'm just throwing out 100 as an example, but once I hit 100, I care more about the average rating. This is what I'm doing literally in my app. We have 400 ratings. I'm like trying to improve it from a 4.5 to hopefully 4.7. I would love a 4.7 on that app too.
Mhm.
And then Nicholas says, yeah, rating on onboarding is very good for me. All right. What is the best place to put authentication, in the beginning of the onboarding flow or towards the end? Yash.
I'm not really sure what does he really means when he says authentication here.
More like sign up, generally speaking.
Oh, okay. So not really in the beginning of the onboarding flow, because you want to make sure that you are engaging people with your app first, and then do the sign up after that. And I would also recommend to have the sign up after the paywall. So make sure that you have your paywall view as close to 100% as possible.
Yep.
So as many paywall views, you are more likely to get more revenues.
Yep. Definitely wait till after the paywall and then try to, especially early stage, right? If you're a big brand, that's where the biggest drop off is generally, LinkedIn user.
Yes.
All right, Hamza, just for you. Hamza says ads or in-app purchases. You can do it all, Hamza. I think it's all going to go that way, in my opinion. Is there's going to be more ads. There's not going to be just subscriptions anymore. I think it's going to be a complement
Yes.
of both. Majority of your income is going to come from subscription. So we work with clients that have ads, in-app purchases, and subscriptions. The majority of their conversions and sales are happening through the subscription. But I think the other ones are, once you hit a mature level, yeah, throw them all in there. Why not? All right, yeah. Let's go into the last one. We got Preetam app retention. So Preetam's got an app that helps you block naughty websites. I've got a very young nephew here, so I won't say what type of app it is, but it helps you adult related content. You will get blocked. So love this niche, right? This is what Yash and I refer to as well when we're talking about niche categories. Go after this instead of app blocker. Do this blocker or social media blocker, right? There are these type of blockers, and this is more niche. If I search for this keyword and I'm downloading your app, I'm probably heavily invested in trying to block this type of content. So that's what we like here too. All right. Yash, what I would say for here from an ASO perspective, like really utilize custom store listings because
Yes,
you can
totally.
really optimize for that particular keyword.
Right. Again, it's about the same thing, just try, like, pay a close attention to 3 to 4 keywords that you want to really, get ahead in rankings for, and then have your CSS focus towards your custom CSL focus towards those 4 keywords.
Yeah. Let's go into the app because Prateem says he wants help with retention. All right. Prateem, I hope you know what I'm going to say, but let's see what happens. We work with an app similar to this, and we've seen some really good results with this stuff. Okay. For myself. Yeah. Which of these majority effect due to, okay, all of it. How about that? What strategies would you reduce? All of it. Sure. Let's say I watch it more. These are not true answers, okay? I'm just doing it for dramatic effect. All right. Have you ever missed? Sure. Let's see. I just want to be like heavily addicted. Let's see what happens to this paywall. Oh, what goal? I don't know about this. Okay. So I think this onboarding for time, I would probably lean towards not making me write an answer. But you
Totally.
already know what I want, right?
There are more chances that people are gonna drop off on this particular screen itself because they
Yeah,
don't want to write anything.
exactly. It's more of like, look at Duolingo, ask them for a commitment. Like, how many days will you stop? How
Yes.
many days are you committed to trying to lessen, right? You're not trying to move everything in one full stop. And so just ask little wins that they're more likely to stick to. And Duolingo saw a great retention play when they asked, like, hey, what is your goal for the next 7 days? 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15, 15 to 20 plus. And when they added that screen to the onboarding, they saw an increase in retention. Yes, I am. So highly addicted. All right, right now. That's good. Yeah. When I put in all the, I'm super addicted. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, again, I wouldn't put subscribe. I think I would lean towards, for me personally, it's a little confusing to read this, but I would put 1 month on the left, default to the yearly, and then put lifetime on the thing. What we have seen is start free trial works better on Android instead of subscribing. Most Android users don't want to pay anything. So you can even try a hard paywall and adding a 7-day trial because it's a pretty relatively cheap price for you. That's what I would do on this paywall. What about you, Yash? Anything you want to add here?
Totally. One of the things that we have also seen, Steve, with our clients coming up back with the A/B test, that showing your offers this way in the blocks, one after the other.
Like this? Did he freeze?
Way, like lifetime first, and then second. In the next line, you have like a monthly. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. So you mean doing the rows instead of columns?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So should be doing rows instead of columns. That is what we have seen is working.
Yeah, we've seen that work too. Yeah. So just lead with the like yearly, lifetime, monthly. Like you don't want anybody on the monthly, but I can then compare yearly and lifetime pretty close together.
Right.
Cool. Let's see. One last permission. I'm gonna have to deny these permissions. All right, I'm gonna exit the rest. All right, good luck with that. Pretty Tom. Let's see, any questions we have? All right, Botvish says, hello, Steve. Can adding emojis or special characters in the keyword field improve discoverability?
We have tried this before, Bhavesh, but we haven't really seen anything. Yeah, that's all I have to say right now.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything with the help of that. I think you should better utilize your keywords field by putting in more keywords over there.
I feel like Google used to let you do this, but I don't think they let you do that anymore, do they? I thought we got rejected. I can't remember.
Yeah, we haven't really been trying using a lot of emojis lately. I think we are heavily relied on the keyword side.
Yeah, I think so too.
So yeah,
All right. Well,
utilize it.
Sanchu, let's give away an Indie App Santa promo. Why don't we do that, huh? Come on board. All right, guys, we do this every time, and if you got a dad joke, put it in to the comments below, and if you beat me, well, just have a dad joke, okay? Because Yash doesn't have a dad joke. You're gonna have to beat me.
Yeah.
We'll give you something cool if you beat me, and we'll give you something cool just by having a dad joke. So put a dad joke in here, and then we'll give one to the people who vote too. Okay. All right, Sanchu. So we'll give a free promo, a basic starter promo to those who win and vote for the dad joke, and we'll give one free to those who have a dad joke, right? So we have 2 winners right now. In the App Santa, just like App Advice, but you can do a price drop instead. What I always recommend is do App Advice first. They're free, but you're going to have to go free. Get those ratings through App Advice, then come to Indie App Santa and try to either do a price drop or utilize another free lifetime campaign. That's going to drive as many downloads. So if App Advice didn't go as well as you wanted to, then go lifetime free on Indie App Santa. But if it did go as well as you wanted to, do a price drop on Indie App Santa. All right. But that's what it all is about. Sachi, we have no jokes, man. This is so sad. All right.
Yeah.
I've got one. Here we go. Sanji, do you have one?
Let me think.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll do some lame ones. Okay. Here you go. Sanchu, Yash. I asked a ninja if they know how to throw one of those ninja star things. You know, this ninja star things. I asked them if they know how to throw it. They said, "Sure, I can." It's shuriken. Maybe shuriken. 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 All right. Yeah, okay, we had some dad jokes. All right. So David was first. We're gonna give it to David. He's very. Why did the indie app developer bring a ladder to the App Store? Because they heard the reviews said needs to climb the charts. There you go. All right. Good one. I like that. Jay says, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I've heard that one. All right. Put D for David if you thought his joke was better, and then put S if you thought my joke was better, and then we'll pick somebody in that just votes. So David, you get the promo, and then we'll pick a winner that just votes for the winner of the dad joke. I think I'm confusing right now. All right. Let's see. Yash, anything I missed you want to make sure we cover?
Nah, I think I'm good right now. Yeah, if I'll have anything, I'll let you know.
All right. Sweet.
I'll just take 2 minutes.
All right. Then next week we have Anton, who has his own ASO stuff, and we're going to talk a lot about the ASO stuff. And then I think he was working at Freeletics at the time, right? Sanchu? And so we really wanted to, that's the main reason we wanted to bring him on, was he's doing ASO for Freeletics, a very popular fitness app. And so we're going to talk to him about that as well. I think, who's A? I guess this is Adam. Okay, I guess they voted for Adam. Why did the conductor say, what did the conductor say to the app train? All aboard. Aborting, all aborting. Okay, that was a good one, Adam. Okay, Sanchi, do you have the wheel ready to go?
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3. I think I lost the ladder joke. Okay, everybody liked the ladder joke. I just made that up right now. So dumb. All right. Okay, Adam gets it. Fine. Adam and David, you get it. And then we'll pick one more. The team's going to kill me, Sanchu. And then Sanchu is going to pick a winner. Okay. Any other questions before we say goodbye? Trying to buy you time, Sanchu. You let me know when you're ready. All right. Any type of content that you guys want to see from me related to meta? Yash and I are hoping to do more meta content because we're running a lot of tests, and we're going to share the case studies off of that. And then we, from an ASO perspective too, we're going to try to share as much as well. And then which ASO tool should I start off with? Adam, look, a combination of AppFollow to do keyword research. App Figures can do all, because App Figures will tell you the competitiveness of the keyword. But if you're trying to be really, really on a budget, app figures can go a long ways because you can get it all. I love this keyword inspector tool, so you can find new keywords, and then they give you the competitiveness of it. So app figures, or a combination of app follow and app radar as well. App follow to do the keyword research, and app radar to get the data off of this. All right. There it is, Asanchu. Should I bring you to the stage or no? You ready? I got to remove mine.
Yep.
All right, let's pick a winner. This is for those who just voted on a winner, and I lost. So here we go, Asanchu. Spin that, baby. Ready?
Yeah.
Did Adrian win this already?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's jumping in
No.
now. Did he even vote? Who is this guy? Caesar. You gotta spin that again. Sanchu. I don't even see Adrian in here.
Oh. All right. Where did? Let's spin it again.
While we do that, we got way more chat jokes in here as well. Arion. I see him too. Where are you pulling these names? Maybe it's at the end. Who is that guy? I don't even see Arion on here.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you know
Got
what?
lost in a lot of.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to Waman. Okay. Waman, you win. You win the Indie App Santa. Thank you for everybody else voting because you guys didn't vote for me. So I don't really care anyways. But I appreciate you guys. So Waman, we got David. And then we got Adam. David for coming up with the first joke. Adam for coming up with the best joke of the day as well. You guys all get. So there's 3 of you guys. Just reach out to me, steve@appmasters.co or .com. Both work. And then next week, we're going to break down Anton from Freeletics, all about ASO as well. Yash, thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Thanks, man.
All right. Anything else you want to say? Any closing thoughts? No? All right. Thanks, guys. Oh, Arion. See, he's like, what? No, you did not win, okay? All right. We gave it to Waman. Sorry, Arion. Oh, okay. Here we go. One more last joke. We'll end it with this. All right. Sanchu. Why did the iOS developer go broke? Because he used up all his cash. All right. That is it. Get out of here. All right, guys. Have a good